Welcome back to the channel. This is Joe Tax Trader, and I'm an accountant who actually trades. My main job is to help the profitable traders keep more money in their pockets. And if you're not profitable yet, you're still in a good spot because this is where we learn to make it, keep it, and multiply it. Let's get into the video. Welcome to Trading Like a Business. This is a new mini series that I'm creating on here to provide a lot of value to both profitable and unprofitable traders. The main purpose is to treat your trading business like a real business, the way successful entrepreneurs run their companies, as opposed to just treating trading like some hobby that you make a whole bunch of money from. Now, for the profitable traders, the things you'll learn on here is what to do, what not to do, when to file taxes, when you don't have to really worry about it as much, how to pay lower tax bills, those types of things, and everything leading up to it. Unprofitable traders, you don't have those problems just yet, but when you do get there, you'll already be trained up. So when it's time to work together, we can just hit the ground running. Now, I know the main reason you probably clicked on this video is because you're making money and you want to keep a lot more money in your pocket. I'll get to that, but the main way to get there is by bookkeeping, and that's the whole purpose of this video. Bookkeeping is the foundation of everything accounting related. You cannot have any type of tax planning and strategizing without the proper bookkeeping. So that is going to give you the real hard data of how good or bad the company's doing, when it's time to elect the S election, when it's time to go on payroll, how much your salary should be, when and how much you should pay quarterly taxes. And if you don't have those things in place, not only are you flying blind, you are also increasing your chances of getting audited. The funny part about bookkeeping is, although it's one of the cheaper services you'll get from dealing with an accountant, it's the most important because everything starts from there. Now, picture this situation. You want to get a loan from a bank and you don't have any documents. They're going to ask you for your profit and loss statement, and depending on how much money, 2 years tax returns. Guess who has all those things? The accountant that you hired. Now, if you have an accountant, they should be doing your bookkeeping at least bare minimum on a quarterly basis. But if it's nothing for them to generate one for you, if you just pick up the phone and say, hey, look, I need this from January to April, I'm trying to get this loan. And that not only makes you look a lot better to the banks, you also are going to have a lot more information on running your day-to-day business. Whether you trade, have a construction company, a restaurant, you need those real hard numbers to make those real good decisions. So let's talk about the cost of bookkeeping and the cost of not having it. The cost, it'll run you 200 to maybe 400-ish monthly. And the cost of not having it is you can miss out on thousands of dollars in deductions that'll then cost you a lot more come tax time because you didn't keep track of it. So I'll use this handy dandy whiteboard behind me to give you an example. So this is the type of trader that I see time and time again, and I'm also able to help out a lot by doing a couple of adjustments. And I'll tell you exactly what those adjustments are. So this type of trader, they get the 1099s from the prop firms, and they give me an Excel spreadsheet full of eval costs. And we put that in, and this is the bill that you'll see. So this number is super high because one or two things: they're not structured right, and they're most likely not paying quarterly taxes. Quarterly taxes does two things. It allows you to chomp down at this bill 4 times throughout the year, and if you don't pay it on time or pay your quarterly taxes at all, you get hit with penalties, and those penalties add up, and you're paying money that you shouldn't have to pay anyway. So you can avoid that by just paying your quarterly taxes on time, and you'll know how much to pay by having the bookkeeping in place, having that accountant on retainer. Now, being structured right, the S-corp election is pretty popular, and it's nice when it's done right. Now, the time to do it, there's a right time to do it and a wrong time to do it. The right time is above 7 to 8K a month consistently. That'll allow you to cover the cost of running payroll, and it'll allow you to pay yourself a fair and reasonable salary. And last but not least, game planning with the accountant is super key. You have between January and December 31st to come up with a game plan and implement it to lower the tax bill. So you don't want to just go through January through December, do whatever you are doing, and then come tax time next year, ask like, hey, what could I do? Now you're just overpaying the tax time and time again. And honestly, the best time to work with an accountant or a tax strategist is in the current year, because that's when you can actually make changes. So the cost of not having bookkeeping can cost you upwards of 10K on this level of making 150K. It could cost you a lot more as you make more. On a super conservative level, if you're making 500K plus, you can have a price swing of 30K plus of overpaying in taxes. So this is super avoidable, and I hope this stuff makes sense. So that's it for this video. I like to keep it short and sweet, but jam-packed with information that you could actually use. Next week, we'll be talking about S-corps, things you can do, things you can't do. And if you learned something in this video, give me a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Joe Tax Trader. And you can also join the free Discord community where you can ask me anything regarding taxes or trading. So hopefully you all do good in the market, and you do so good that you have to hire me for help to help you lower the tax bill. See you in the next video.